everybody, and welcome to Cooking with JoJo. Today we're going to make one of my favorite items of all time. It's definitely a family favorite and a crowd pleaser, and it is my stuffed shells. So nothing fancy, just simple, good food for you and your family. I'm actually having it prepped now because I'm on the way right now to celebrate my son's birthday. And so after we're done with his cake and his goodies at the birthday party, we'll come home and have a proper family dinner. And so I'm happy to say that I can do that for my kids and my family, and so can you, quite easily. Just a little bit of planning, and the hardest things you could ever think of making can come to fruition quite easily. So what I've done is this. I've taken these great shells, I've boiled them for 9 minutes with a little bit of hot water, olive oil, and salt. Boil it for 9 minutes, take it out. They're gonna be a little bit hard in texture, and you want that, just because you have to maneuver and work with your shells. Plus, you're gonna bake them afterwards. It'll be just right and not too mushy when the meal is done. So I've preheat my oven to 400 degrees. I've got my stuffed shells. What I've also done is I've taken 2 separate items. I'm going to be doing my sauteed sausage, and I'll also be doing ricotta cheese with other cheeses that I'll talk to you about. I'm doing it half and half, and the reason why is I do have family members coming over that are vegetarian, so we want to be respectful of that. So I'm doing a bit of both for the meat eaters in my family and the non-meat eaters. So for the meat eaters in my family, all I've done is I've taken sausage, mild Italian sausage that I've bought at the grocery store, just crumbled it up. I stuck it in a pan, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and garlic powder. I also added one of my favorite ingredients. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it's at the grocery store. You can find it anywhere. It's just fennel seeds. Now, the fennel seed adds such great flavor to any type of meat. I add it to turkey, I add it to my ground sausage, my ground beef. It just adds a different element to and flavors to your meal, and it's one of my favorite little secrets. So it's called fennel seeds. So I added that to my ground sausage. Again, olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of fennel seed, and that is the outcome. It's been drained, so there's no fat. It's pretty light, looks good, smells amazing, okay? So that's one stuffing that I've done. The other stuffing for my shells is one of my favorites, and I share this secret with my girlfriends all the time and family members because they are just crazy about this. And I didn't realize that the mixture of the cheeses that I add together truly add this decadent, creamy, rich, almost kind of a sweet, but with the sauce, tangy flavor. It's delicious. It's one of my favorites, and I highly recommend it. So what I've done is I've already pre-made that, okay? And all I did was this. Super easy, I promise, okay? So the first thing I've done is I've taken my Galbani ricotta cheese, okay? This is 15 ounces, 1 ounce of this. I stuck it in my bowl. Mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone cheese is really just a fancy way of saying Italian cream cheese. So it's creamy, it's light, so it's kind of like a normal cream cheese, everyday cream cheese, but the mascarpone adds a different element of flavor and texture and flavor to your mixture. It's also used in cannolis, it's used in a lot of Italian cooking, but with the mixture of the ricotta cheese and this mascarpone cheese, it's divine. So it's mascarpone fresca cheese by Galbani as well. I didn't realize I was a huge fan of Galbani. And I have it right here for you. So I just took this entire container, which is 8 ounces, and I just stuck it in my bowl. I also put in 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, a pinch of sugar, just for a little bit of sweetness, and it goes beautifully with the tomato sauce, and fresh Italian pressed parsley. Just chop that up, and I put it in my mixture as you see here, okay? Super easy, really easy. Okay, so now the assembly begins. All I have to do is take my items, assemble them in a shell, stick them on my pot over here I'm gonna show you, and you bake them for about, I would say for 45 minutes until bubbly, okay? So all I'm gonna do is this. I am gonna take my pan here. I've coated it with my San Marzano sauce. I do have a recipe on my website for San Marzano sauce. So it's all on there, super easy again. I had a lot of friends make it. I've had some beautiful responses, so I'm so excited, so thank you. And so basically here it's just coated with San Marzano sauce, okay? So all I'm doing is I take my shells. Now, I do work with my hands. Some people find this offensive. I apologize if so. However, I do wash my hands, and especially when I'm touching the meat and the cheeses, I will be washing my hands. So all I'm gonna do is show you how to make one stuffed shell and call it a day, just because it's pretty self-explanatory. So all I'm gonna do is stuff the shell, one with the meat, the other with the cheese, and the very end, all I do is top it with Parmesan cheese or mozzarella cheese. I prefer the mozzarella cheese because it melts beautifully. Add a little bit more sauce on top. I cover it and I bake for 45 minutes, and that's it. Told you, super easy. If I can make this, anybody can make it, okay? So all I'm doing right now is I'm taking my hand, clean hand. I'm taking my ground pork and sausage, okay? So it's just the same thing, right in here. And I'm stuffing my shell. Look at that, super easy. It's stuffed, that's it. That's all she wrote, my friends. And so usually what I do is I take some extra sauce and I'll top it on top of my meat mixture there, just because it looks really pretty at the end. And again, the flavors are delicious with the sauce, obviously, in the meat, okay? So I'm taking my ground pork, and I'm just stuffing it right now. And that's it, okay? So I'm going to be doing this side with all the meat mixture and the other side with my cheese mixture. Again, just top it with mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese, either or. Again, the mozzarella cheese does melt beautifully on top, and add some more sauce on top. Bake it for 45 minutes or until bubbly, covered with tin foil, and you've got yourself an amazing meal. Thank you so much for watching Cooking with JoJo. I'm off to my son's birthday party. I do have a great picture of the result on my website, so go ahead and check that out. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.